Alright guys, another day with V Max, another day closer to put her back on the road. Today we're working on fork seals because I got slightly whipping forks that needs to be replaced. I'm armed with a manual, or the part of the section of the manual is like probably like 10-12 pages over here that specifically goes to rebuilding the forks. So let's hope I don't find any nasty surprises. Let's do this. Now, this part is quite interesting, well it is to me anyway, because I never worked on a motorcycle like this before. This little part sits on top of the fork legs, fork stanchions, and it's V Max basically. You need to put air pressure into the forks as well as the oil. I know some of the older Viragos have this similar kind of setup. And I'm guessing some of the modern sports bikes as well, they probably pump the forks with pressure of air as well as the oil. But I don't have much details about it, so don't ask me. But it's interesting how they combine this all together, so both forks holding the same amount of pressure. You don't need to pump both at the same time. You just unscrew this cap, connect your pump compressor over here. You got inside like two O-rings with a hole that basically mirrors it to the other side over there, and there's a hole on top of the fork stanchion over here, and obviously that provides the air pressure inside the fork leg. There's a specification how much air pressure does it needs to have. I got it in the manual over there, but that's a nice little thing how Yamaha came up with that. Well, anyway, better carry on. Now, this next part, it can be tricky and sometimes can give me nightmares at night. Obviously, this bolt I cracked open while I was in the bike, yeah, so I know I can undo it. But before I release all the pressure, I want to undo the bolt that holds the damper rod down there. There's a massive bolt on the V Max. It's a big boy, and checking in the manual, it's asking to use thread lock and torque it up to 62, I think, Newton meters, which is a lot. That's a lot of pressure, a lot of power going onto this little damper rod bolt kind of thing. And more often than not, it will not become undone. It will basically start spinning the damper rod inside, and then we're fucked. But there are ways around it. Let's see if I can crack it open. If not, I'll show you the trick I used in the past, and that seems to be working pretty well. So we're having the fork leg in a vise. I'll try to do one quick movement, see if I can crack that bad boy. Nope. Nope. It's spin around the whole thing. It's spins the damper rod inside. I can feel it. Plan B. Now I know having impact gun would make that job probably 10 times easier, but I don't have an impact gun, and I doubt that many of you have got an impact gun. It's a very specific, rather expensive tool. No need for it. Yamaha in the manual specifies like a T-bar, T-handle kind of specific tool with a part number. Now I don't have that, so we need to work around it. But before that I need to strip it all down, and then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna use. Looking at the oil that was in the forks, it's actually lovely and clean. I poured the other half to the other container, but that's lovely. That's been changed not long ago. Shame the forks are leaking though. Right, so now I need to remove the bolt that holds the damper rod down there. And what I'm going to use for it, I've got a, well, what it used to be, was a cane made of very hard wood. Don't know whether that's oak or some other wood. I'm not an expert, I don't know, but it's a hard wood. And obviously damper rods are made of metal. Wood is softer than metal by all means. So by wedging wood, that thing inside the damper rod, I'm hoping I can put more grips on the end of it, and that will give me enough grip so I can hold on to one end and hopefully undo it from the other end. Let's see if that's possible. Right, so if I try to turn it right now, it will spin the damper rod inside as well, as you can see. So what I need to do, just wedge it in a little bit more and hold on to it and pray for the best. Yeah, I think I got it. Yep, it's coming out. Good stuff. It's hot today. Right, with this thing out of the way, now we need to drive the upper bushing to its place, like that, and the top space on top of it, and later on the seal. Now I don't have seal driver kit, which I probably should invest in one. But anyway, use what I've got. Previously on the smaller bike I used just like a plastic PVC tube that I drove from the top, and I was able to gently tap it in with a rubber mallet. This fork leg, fork stanchion is slightly wider. I don't have anything wider than this, so I just cut a piece, split it open like that so it fits on top. Use what you got. It's plastic, make sure it's got no sharp edges to damage the surface of the leg over here, and you can gently drive it into place, and that was quite easy actually. Now sometimes in the past when a bad boy, the upper bushing or the seal is a little bit stubborn and tight to get in, I use one of these Jubilee clips. Basically cut the tube open, slide it on top, tie it up over here, and then use the actual fork stanchion as a hammer, you know, not the hammer but this part, to hammer this part in. But this was nice and lovely. Yeah, it's all the way down. I can actually hold it with my hand and push it down. So that actually went pretty damn well. Right guys, this is always fucking something, isn't it? Everything was going smooth so far. I'm halfway through reinstalling the seals, the fork seals, until I got to install this circlip that holds the restrain the seal from basically popping out. And I'm struggling to fucking put this fucking thing in place, and I'm probably fucking about with it for a good 45 minutes, and I'm thinking, what the fuck, you know? And I compare the old seal and the new seal, and I've been sent the wrong type of seal. It's basically fatal. Let me take you off. Have a look at this. That's the original one that was in a fork already, and that's a brand new one. And as you can see, there's not much, but there's difference in height, in thickness. And checking later on the spec of them, the 4052, that is inside diameter, outside diameter, and that's the height 10 by 10.05. It should be 8 by 10.05. The reason we got two different measurements there, one is the height of the actual seal over here, and the other one is with the collar. So we're missing, well, it's 2 millimeter extra, should be 8 mil, this is 10 mil. And as you can see, the difference is quite substantial. And that means that circlip is not going to fit to the groove, no matter how hard I try. And being bank holiday, I cannot order them. I've been to a local motorcycle shop, but unfortunately they don't have this measurement in stock, so I ordered ones. Today is Saturday. I will have to have it done on Wednesday. Sometimes just how it goes, and that calls for a beer. Fuck yeah. Right, while I'm waiting, I'm gonna clean up the wheel a little bit, maybe see if I can bring it to a semi-decent standard. Yes, so a little bit of elbow grease and the wheel is looking 100% better than it was. It's not a mirror finish, and I know you can achieve mirror finish with a lot of time and effort, but a lot of time I don't have, plus I've got life. I'm not going for a mirror finish. This is good enough for me. That's the other side for comparison. It looks just a bit rotten. A little bit of effort, you know, I can bring it a little bit of its former glory, and I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with what it is. I'm not gonna go any further. It will not increase usability of the bike. Good as it is. I'm gonna do the other side to match, and yeah, and then I think we're gonna call it a day, because I need to wait for this bloody seals to arrive on Wednesday. Cheers everybody.